He's like ground counting.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 57th episode of the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society. Jeremy Johnson, along with Jim Range and Craig Nasello.
Cheers,
How we doing,
everybody.
gentlemen?
Good, yourself?
Fuck you, Jeremy.
Perfect. All right. If you haven't seen the roast of Tom Brady, do so. We'll just start off with that because it's amazing. That was some of the craziest comedy I have ever seen. Just raw, unfiltered, and done. It was hilarious.
Everybody was fair game.
No, that's not real money. That fucking still
Oh
fucks
my
me
God.
up.
But
Nikki Glaser was amazing.
But they went after Dana White.
Oh yeah.
Dana White, Sean O'Malley, and Max Holloway were in the audience. And Dana White did about 60 seconds. It was really funny. He did pretty well. But they really went after him. I mean, just, stealing half of Brazilians, the whole bit. I mean, it was a lot.
Teach Tom how to fuck a Brazilian out of half their purse. That's what
oh my God, that's
the punchline
amazing.
was. It's pretty funny.
But no, check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And of course, we are now on Spotify. So if you have not checked out an episode on Spotify, all of them are up there with video. So it's kind of nifty. It's been the numbers have been really good to Spotify, so I'm pretty happy with how that is turning out. So also,
It'd be nice if someone would share those fucking numbers, but whatever.
I mean, you want to know the numbers?
Yeah.
Are you a numbers guy?
Yes.
You're not.
I'm in sales.
You're not a numbers guy.
How am I not?
Not a numbers guy.
He's a numbers guy. He doesn't like the details of all the other bullshit behind him.
Oh, okay.
Let's get
Give me
it
the
right.
numbers. That's all I want.
All right, well, fine.
That's all that matters.
So the numbers came back on the Kentucky Derby, which is one that matters. Now, see, here he is. Now he's going to tell me he doesn't mean these. There we go. So,
Who gives a fuck?
well, I do
Fuck
because
you,
I
Craig.
won money. Is that the? Oh, yeah, I can do that tonight, can't I?
Yes.
Just all show. This
whole
one's going to
show.
get banned just that fast.
We already
It's
have been,
amazing.
so it doesn't
It's
matter.
Perfect. I love every
fuck
minute of
them.
it. So, no, if you haven't watched the Kentucky Derby, it was amazing. 3 horses, photo finish, killer race. Jimmy, how did you do on the betting?
Well, I didn't place. I didn't win. I didn't show. So
Oh,
I crapped out.
that's too bad.
But I think the amazing thing about it, when you think about it, with all 3 horses, they're in what? An 8-inch space?
Oh yeah.
You're talking $3.1 million, 1.5, and $500K. In the difference in the prize money. That's the prize money for those 3. I think that's right.
Literally within inches. Yeah, it was
Like
crazy.
within
So,
That's what she
hundreds
said.
of a second.
well, all I know is that I'm very happy that Sierra Leone came into show, to which is what I had that horse bet at, and I did really well. Thank you very much. So I am stoked about that. But
It's all about Jeremy Johnson.
well,
You
exactly.
think it's his show tonight?
I mean, really, it's all
You won
about me.
what? 350?
Fuck you, Jimmy. All right, there we go. I've got one in. I feel better now. I never said that on the air, I don't think, ever.
No.
Like, that was awesome. It was very liberating. No, big thing, though, of course, Kentucky Derby means mint juleps. And mint juleps are delicious. I'm not making a mint julep tonight because it's already over, so it's fine. But tonight, I am making a cocktail for you that you can use your leftover mint because you buy the big bag of it and you got a ton left over. So tonight, we are going to make what is called a pineapple smash. And so tonight we're going to start off with that as our cocktail. We've divvied a few out. I believe that the audience tonight enjoyed those, which is good. So we are going to make another one here. So all right, ice in your shaker tin. We're going to take and we're going to throw a couple mint leaves into that, just like that. We are going to go with 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. Right there. 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. 1 full ounce of pineapple juice. And of course, some good bourbon. Jimmy, which one do you think we should use tonight?
Let's go to barrel proof.
Oh, let's do a barrel proof because we are talking barrel proof all night tonight. Then we are going to go to 1.5 ounces of your favorite bourbon. We're going a little bit higher end here with the high proof, which tonight is E.H. Taylor going in there.
And that's middle of the road on a 3.
I mean, that's
So-
fair. That's fair.
So we're
So
at 109, 127, 136. So there's a little preview to our Sip Sync and Save while Jeremy's over here shaking.
always. Look, I got it tonight. I didn't have to smack it with my elbow. Very proud of that move. Thank you very much. All right. Go ahead, pour that all into your glass, mint and all. Pretty tasty there. We're going to take that and top it with some club soda. give it a quick just stir on that. Add your lime and a little bit more of that leftover mint just to get rid of it because you want to use up all of that stuff. Give it a bit of a smack.
What's that for?
That is to pop all those little capillaries and make that smell come way out. So both of those there like that. Nicely decorated. And that would be a pineapple smash tonight. So
Can we put it in the middle of the bar for Matt to come get it?
I think we
Make him
should.
be on
That way
camera?
we would have to come see him. So
Yes.
all right,
So Matt
producer
is in
Matt,
the-
that one is on the edge for you there. So tell me what you think of that one. So I'm pretty stoked on this one.
Yeah, that was good.
There has been a lot going on though in the bourbon world this week that has been, and we're not going down the rabbit hole of business, Craig, on this one too much, but it really is kind of a short shot in the economy of everything that's going on, and that there is now a lot of company buyouts as far as people buying out the contracts of people who have been there a long time. Basically, they're laying off people in the bourbon world because they are saying now that sales have slowed considerably in the world of bourbon.
Sales have
So tell me about it.
Sales have slowed considerably in the world period because
Yeah.
of the economy is so fucking bad right now.
Right.
I've seen it on my side of the things.
Sure.
I'm in the food industry, so yeah, it's everywhere. It doesn't
So
matter
it is.
who it is, but yeah, they're starting to. I know one company, very very big company, salty snack company. They have a buyout right now going for older managers and stuff like that. People that have been there a long time.
Well, that's what we're seeing now in the bourbon
Yeah.
world, Jim. So talk kind of through what the news of the week is on this.
And so Heaven Hill, which, I mean, it's one of our favorites. It's across the board.
Completely.
All their products we like, except Craig.
Well,
But,
yeah, I mean, if that Heaven Hill 27 in the back could talk, I mean,
That's the only bottle of theirs he likes.
that's fine.
But
Still, it's a good bottle.
I mean, they announced that they're, and the unions aren't too happy about it, which I get, because now you're losing jobs for your employees in it. But some of the older employees are offering buyouts. They're starting to consolidate roles across, so you're taking on more responsibilities. There is some attrition going on. So just bit by bit with it. But you had, coming into the pandemic, you had a little bit of a lull, and then it really climbed up. So they even hired quite a few people
Yeah.
in their expansion and that due to that, and things are starting to level out. I'm not saying they're fully declining.
okay.
but-
Reality's starting to sit back in.
Well, okay, so reality you say is setting in. But is this more that, is it the economy, which I think plays into it? Yes. But is it also the idea that all of this, all of the chasing, all of it has become overhyped and has maybe jumped the shark?
But we've talked about that too, that secondary prices have dropped. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
I mean, even if it's over, jump the shark, as you say, honestly, it was the secondary prices that were just fucking killing everything.
Well, I agree. I agree
mean-
that the fact that you couldn't find some bottles that were, $65, $70 retail bottles and they were $300, $400, $500.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
It is.
That's just somebody being an asshole.
Right.
And hoarding.
And again, getting as much as possible. He wasn't talking about you, Jim. Don't take offense. It's fine. No. It really, though, do you think then that this kind of resets the market and we'll start to see...
No.
You don't? Why?
People are still going to think everything's worth $1 zillion. Look at the car market right now. Look at groceries. Look at the housing market. I bought a house a year and a half ago, and when I was looking, you couldn't find anything under $200,000 that was decent.
Right.
I mean, and then I'd see some that are $250 and they're fucking trash.
Well, and
Well,
to play into your point, I was just at a store today, and I saw a Pappy Van Winkle or an Old Rip 10 for $1,400.
That's ridiculous.
And see, it's stupid.
And then they had a Lot B for $1,700 still. Tell me that bottle's not going to sit there forever now.
It is, but honestly, and we've talked about it, secondary prices though, and there is no official secondary market that people do anything with.
No, but
they
the secondary
dropped-
market is kind of policed by ourselves, by
But
the people who play.
But it's dropped drastically. Bottles that were $900 to $1,000 are $500 to $600 now. The prices are dropping.
It's still ridiculous.
But no, it's still over because
100%
it's a $100 bottle
ridiculous.
that's now $500.
Okay, so
But
what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So what is the biggest bottle drop you've seen so far in the secondary market?
Today, Junior.
So do you take a handy and a lot B were both $800-900, close to $1,000 for a
Take
while?
handy.
I can say handy. Fuck you, Craig. They were $800-900 to $1,000, and they're now seeing the THH for $450.
Well, I saw a post today of a George T. Stagg for $850, and he got laughed out of the group.
Yep.
I mean,
And that's not depending on what release it is.
but that's asinine. $850 for something we paid $200 for in Kentucky. A few
We
years
paid
ago.
$250 for it at a bar.
Yeah, at a
So
bar.
it wasn't even retail. We paid $250 for the Stag
Yeah.
4 years
bar,
ago.
You paid bar retail.
I paid bar retail, $250 for the first bottle of Stag we
And
bought
just-
out in public.
Just to warn you, you're going to be in trouble later because if Mama Range watches this, you dropped the F.
Mama Orange won't go back and see to pick up the video and watch it, so I'm
100%
safe.
she will.
Why do you think I took advantage of
We
this?
are going to talk
You
about
tell her
it
I will
to
kick
her.
all your asses.
100% Mama Range
I'm
is going to know how
texting her later.
Spotify works. So, again, check us out on Spotify, of course, or follow us on Instagram at MMA Bourbon Society for all of the cool stuff. So where does this lead us, though? Does this lead us now to an abundance? Because Buffalo Trace has been talking that they've put in a new still. They have put all these new rick houses up. They've made all this extra product. What happens in 6 years? Do we flood the market and Buffalo Trace is $10 a bottle?
I hope
No,
so.
I think what we go back to is...
No kidding.
I mean, it's not going to go that extreme, but I think it's going to go back to before things started getting stupid, that you're going to be able to walk in and buy things at retail. Now, you're still going to have the allocated bottles. You're always going to have a secondary on those. But the lower end allocated net, you're going to see much closer to retail. You're not going to see people chasing and doing what they did. The
Interesting.
investment period is gone, I believe, unless
right.
you've got something completely off
Off the wall.
the wall. Yes.
Well, I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments of our video here on Facebook or on our YouTube channel at MMA Bourbon Society there. So this one, though, I got asked about this one before, and it was, what did we think were underrated cocktails? Now let's level set what an underrated cocktail is. It's something you don't think about when you walk into a bar, or it's something that you judge things on. Like if the person can make it good, but it's never ordered. You know, if you walk into a bar and you order a whiskey sour that's not on the menu, how do they do with it? If you walk into a bar and they don't have an old fashioned on the menu, or something to that effect. Or what is your biggest cocktail that you are as a go-to that you feel is not given enough love in the cocktail world? Jimmy, what are you thinking?
So I had a couple come to mind for me.
Okay.
One, Manhattan. I love them. You guys like them. The problem with the Manhattan is younger people.
They're so
it's like,
pretentious, though.
but that's why to me it's underrated because
Because you're an asshole?
because I'm a pompous ass, all right? But no, because people look at it and think you got to be 55, 60, 70 years old to be drinking a Manhattan. That's my grandfather's
He
drink.
does drive a BMW too. So.
I mean, he does, so
3.
it's fine. He's got 3 of them. But
But no, but I mean, to me, that's why it's underrated. The other one is a Sazerac. Nobody even thinks to order it unless you're in New Orleans.
so that's one of mine. And the Sazerac is one of the most underrated cocktails I think that is out there flavor-wise.
And when it's made right, it's phenomenal.
It is. And it's one of those that even if it has absinthe in it, which is all a Sazerac is supposed to have, it doesn't play into it. There's not that anise, that any of it. It makes it citrusy. So, Craig, we talked earlier, and you have probably the one that I think is one of the biggest that I wholeheartedly agree with.
Yeah, Jack and Coke, simple drink.
Absolutely.
Simple drink. Jack and Coke is the most asinine, boring drink you can find, but they can still fuck it up.
Yes.
They still fuck, bartenders still fuck it up. It's like I was saying earlier, that and an old fashioned. If you can't make an old fashioned and you're a bartender, you need to fucking either quit your job or figure out.
Yeah.
Or
Because
watch our podcast so you
that's-
can learn how to make drinks.
But I mean, that's how I judge bars.
Yeah.
That's how I judge, restaurants that I go to. If you can't do something that simple and that mundane, then you need to really think about
what you're doing.
But
Yeah.
what you said though, the idea of the perfect Jack and Coke on a just
Yeah.
chill day is amazing. But
Yeah.
nobody thinks that. To me, another one with that one is actually Jameson and ginger, and I know
Yeah.
you don't like ginger.
Yes.
Yeah, and
But-
I'm not a ginger fan,
Same
but
thing.
Jameson and ginger.
But a
same
Jameson and
difference.
ginger is the same thing. It is super, super underrated. It works every time, and if I am stepping into
And that's a hot day drink. That's a cold day drink.
Exactly.
That's a summer, autumn drink. I mean, it's one of those drinks that you
Yeah.
can have at any time, and especially like Jack and Coke with me. If I want to get fucked up, guess what I'm drinking? I'm going cheap because this shit ain't cheap.
but as long as the ratios are right.
Right.
And-
you just gotta get the ratios right.
And it's a completely. I agree. I think you win. I think that is the most underrated of all of them, and that's a damn
So
good reason.
we always
why.
make fun of Stacy's friend Shonda, and her brother's sitting here in the audience tonight because he's in town. But I
Sorry.
sent a bottle of Jack home for Shonda's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She pulled it out of the bag as soon as the moment Stacy walked in. What does she do? Fred, what'd she do? Made a drink immediately. She went straight, got a bottle of Coke out, and had a Jack and Coke.
Yep.
I mean, she has turned into a bourbon snob, but the moment that Jack walks in, she's a Jack and Coke person.
You know, and that's the thing is, everybody bags on Jack Daniels. I like Jack Daniels. It's what I grew up on. See,
It's
I don't think
consistent.
I don't think I bag on Jack Daniels.
I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh yeah, I can't believe you drink Jack Daniels after you drink all this higher end stuff."
But
I'm like, I go, but it's so simple, and and every bottle tastes the exact same.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's not like,
And it's not bourbon, so we don't have to worry about it.
well, yeah, it's not. It's Tennessee whiskey.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Tennessee whiskey.
but
Fuck you, Jeremy.
I just, it's like the same thing with Jameson or Jameson Orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that bottle is consistent. That bottle is cheap. It's not $100 or $200 for a damn bottle.
Right.
You know, I can drink that and not feel bad if I drink
Right.
a whole bottle of it in
And a
a
weekend.
night or a weekend or
Sure.
I was being nice, Craig, giving you a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. But
No, don't get me wrong. I am a snob, and
No.
I do have.
Of course.
I have that Jack Daniel's signature Sinatra.
Well, yeah, but
That wasn't fucking cheap.
no. But the thing is,
But
is
it's a
that-
little different, too.
And it doesn't
Right.
matter what you've got. You know, out of all this stuff, if that sometime that go to in that flavor, because there is a definitive difference between Jack Daniels and Coke and Jim Beam and Coke. And I wholeheartedly, this to me wins the day. It is the most underrated cocktail there is.
I recently had to go buy I went and bought a big bottle of the Jameson Orange
Okay,
instead of the 5th because the 5th couldn't keep up with me.
sure,
You know.
fair. All
I'm
right.
not an alcoholic.
No, not
like
at
you
all.
guys.
Let us know,
should.
guys, though, what you think. Follow us, of course, on Twitter at MMA Bourbon, and let us know. We will run a poll. Is what is the underrated cocktail? Most
Max,
underrated.
man.
We are going to throw down.
He's gonna run a poll.
Fuck you, Craig. Okay. God, this is great. I love
Doors
this.
open,
This is
lights on,
so
going out.
liberating. All right. So most underrated cocktail we're going to put on. We're going to put on the Manhattan, the Jack and Coke, and what should be the third one on the list?
Wait, what were yours?
Well, mine was a whiskey sour or a Jameson and ginger.
Do either one of those.
All right, so those are the three. We'll put that up as a poll on Twitter. Check us out at MMA Bourbon there. So, all right, we move on, of course, to our Sip, Sink, and Save tonight. And that, of course, is brought to you by Brad Carey at Unrivaled Realty. Check them out at unrivaledrealty.com for all of your buying and selling of a home needs. Brad Carey can take care of it. Check him out. The best in Missouri for buying and selling.
That one hurt.
What was that one?
That's
He's
that
the
Each
one
Taylor.
that-
Oh.
Taylor.
Well, tonight, Jimmy, talk us through what we are going through tonight.
So we kind of struggled because Jeremy and I have not done a great job of planning ahead on what we're doing for Sip, Sink, and Save.
That is a true statement.
So
I
we
don't
kinda
plan
look-
anything.
Huh?
I don't plan anything.
I know you don't, so that's why I said Jeremy and I. And so we're looking around. It's like, you know what? We started out, let's go barrel proofs. And it's like, oh, we got the H. Taylor. We had the Four Roses. This is a 2022 SMBLE release. They're a single
Explain what that
It's
means.
a small batch limited edition. They
Okay.
do an annual release of it. All these have recently, in the last 6 months, been on the show in some way, shape, or
capacity.
form. And then we've got Blanton straight from the barrel, 136 proof. So we're at 109, 136, 127 proof. Originally, we were going to the Weller Full Proof, and I'm like, wait a minute, we got a barrel because we have another barrel proof.
And I'm telling you, it
What's
screwed
the
up
difference
my
between
entire.
full proof and barrel proof?
It screwed up my entire by changing that. Everything that I picked went out the window.
Yeah. So we said, let's pull this one in. That way we got 3 barrel proofs, so we're going eye to eye with everybody. So Craig, where are you at with them?
So I'm gonna sink the
Tough
Four
one,
Roses.
isn't it?
I'm gonna sink the Four Roses because I'm not a Four Roses fan as much as I am E.H. Taylor and Bland's. So I'm basically at the point where what's my daily drinker and what's my save? I think my Blanton's is gonna be my save, just because it's a little bit harder to find
Okay.
than that E.H. Taylor. Not that E.H. Taylor is easy to find. It's just I think it's a little bit easier to find than Blanton's at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to sip the E.H. Taylor. They're all about the same other than heat-wise. The E.H. Taylor I find hot, so I'm going to find the Blanton's hot, so the Blanton's going to be used to probably cut something in
Sure.
with it.
Okay.
And the Four Roses, I'm not a huge Four Roses fan. I've had it a few times. It's just not my go-to for me. You know?
All right.
So your sip,
Sip, sink, and save.
All right. Jeremy, how
All
about you?
right. So, like Jim said, we had originally started off with a Weller Foolproof, and that was going to be, of course, my sipper because of just the softness of the wheated bourbon.
And that's 112 proof, I think, right?
Right. So we are looking at, I believe it's 109 proof, 136 proof, and 120?
29.
129 proof? Okay.
Or 127, I think.
So what this all comes down to is, number one, they are all hot. That is a true statement. The flavor, though, that I've got out of the Four Roses, and the Four Roses was in another episode of Sip, Sink, and Save, and it was the least liked of all of them. But
we put it up against two of the top small
ones.
batch limited edition
Right.
releases.
And so tonight, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I am going to sip the E.H. Taylor. I do find that the proof, it kind of offsets. I mean, it's got such a nice sweetness to it. It's got a good finish to it.
But
A lot
it's
of
warm.
flavor.
It's warm.
But it's warm.
warm.
But I think that is going to be my daily sipper. My save is going to be the Four Roses.
Really?
Because it is a light enough taste, and there is a nice smooth finish on this that I think that it would mix well with something.
That's fair.
And I'm going to sink the Blantons, which producer Matt is about to come unglued out of his seat. And the thing is I really like Blanton straight from the barrel.
But this is
But
almost
this is
Matt,
so hot that it has to be done with something. And I think that if you're going to drink it, it has to have at least water to it, something to that effect, because it's got to be brought down. It is just so much. And so I am going to sip the E.H. Taylor. I am going to sink the Blantons. And I am going to save the Four Roses. And I believe I just got fired from the show by producer Matt. I'm not sure here. So, all right, Jim Range.
So we're pretty close.
Oh, boy. Okay.
We're pretty close.
God damn.
It really is, isn't it?
You want
It's so hot.
So a couple weeks ago when we had the Blantons on,
Uh-huh.
I made a comment about I was saving the Blanton straight from the barrel.
Yeah.
And I think the comment made by Colton Cole was, well, Jim's just the high proof lush because all he has to do is walk upstairs. He doesn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, you got to love having the studio in your basement.
You
I mean,
do.
it does work out.
It
so.
does. But I mean, I truly do. It's one of my favorite bottles. But the Four Roses, especially the 22, which this is, the 30th, which was an 18, and the 35th, which is the 23, those 3 releases are phenomenal.
Okay.
So this is going to be my save. I'm going to start there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so all right.
Now,
This is about to get ugly.
no, it's not.
This is about to get ugly.
No, we're going to flip on our.
Matt's done with everyone here. I can tell this now.
We're flipping our sip and sink.
All right, let's hear it.
I like the higher proof, and if I'm sipping, I'm usually just relaxing, sitting around, chilling by myself.
If you're sipping 136 proof, you're drinking gasoline.
It's not hazmat yet. Hazmat comes in at 140, so I'm safe. But And then I think it's got a little more flavor to it too than this batch of the E.H.
How
Taylor
can you
Barrel
fucking tell it's so hot?
Preach on, Craig.
So-
God
Preach
damn.
I
on.
am
This is hot.
sip, sink, save.
All right. Let us know, guys, what you think in the comments or on Spotify at the MMA Bourbon Society. What is your sip, sink, and save? Have you had them? Do you agree with us? What is another sip, sink, and save that you would like us to see try? Because let's face it, we probably have a bottle of it sitting somewhere.
If we
around
don't,
here.
give
We'll
us
get it.
3 bottles that we haven't done.
Yeah,
and
tell us
we'll,
something.
and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, we do.
Because we haven't done it in a while.
We are very lucky. We have enough sponsors that will give us bottles too, so we can make that happen. So, all right, let us know though. Of course, our Sip, Sing, and Save brought to you by Brad Carey at Unrivaled Realty. Check them out at unrivaledrealty.com. All of your buying and selling of real estate needs. That's Brad Carey at unrivaledrealty.com. All right, moving on to one of my favorite segments that we have come up with, and that is our Is It Worth It? In our Is It Worth It tonight, we broke open on the last show and found that it was very tasty. Have you had this yet? Do you want to try this one?
Yeah, I haven't.
I think you're going to need to try this one. So if you'll pass that over, I will take care of that for you.
I don't remember having that.
So
at
I'll
least.
speak to it.
Yeah.
Woodford Reserves does their Masters Collection. They do, is it annual release, I think?
Mm-hmm.
And
And the
We
Masters
picked this
collections
up.
can be anything from
Annual or anal release?
little annual release,
Oh,
yes.
annual. Okay.
But they do everything from, they did a cherry smoke finish. They had
there was
the,
a chocolate finish, I think, on one.
Yeah, that
If I
one was
recall correct. That was weird.
that was weird. I had that one. But continue, please.
So no, I mean, I was going to let you speak to it, but while you were rinsing Craig's, I was just going to give the lineup to it. That
That's
and we've
tasty.
had different ones before.
It's tasty.
It's very tasty.
And
Matt, have you
it-
had this one? Would you like to throw this in the glass? I will get you on the side, so.
but Fred, Doug, you want to try it?
All right, pass them on around, and everyone will get a try here in the audience. See, this is the best part about being at an MMA bourbon show. You get to try it, so.
Just come down that side. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, right over here.
But so we've had different ones before, and I happened to be out at a Total Wine looking for something on one of their release days, and they had this one, and I think this one's 124 proof. Yeah, 124.7.
Doesn't it taste like 124?
No,
At
it
all.
doesn't. And they had one that was a 121 proof. Jeremy, I think you said you picked up the 121.
Right.
So we may need to pick up another and do a comparison between them. But I'll let you go ahead and talk a little bit of details about it.
So with the Masters Collection, it's something that comes out once a year, and what they do is it's their particular pick of what they thought was the best of the best, or a specific flavor profile that they got in it. It's not that they actually finished them any different or any of that. It is just, it's a different bottle. And this one being their particular favorite batch of that time at 124.7 proof. Jim, talk me through what is the price on this bottle?
If I recall correctly, and I got it at retail, it's 135, 140.
Okay. Retail
So
135,
it
140.
it is, you're getting into that, I'm going to call it the upper end of what you're paying for bourbon.
Sure.
Once you get over 100, I think you're at the upper end.
And I saw, so the 121 proof was 160.
And I think that's why I grabbed this one, because it was
A little
bit
cheaper.
cheaper.
And I haven't seen much of this hit the secondary market.
You don't see it normally.
So with that, we are going to go based on retail. So we are going to consider this bottle $150 retail. Craig, this is your first sample of tasting it. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to try the little bit lower proof.
Okay.
Just because.
Sure.
You know, everybody that has seen the show knows I don't like a high proof,
It doesn't
No.
show the age statement.
but that doesn't taste like 124.
No, it doesn't.
No, it really
It's
doesn't.
really smooth, has a very good finish. And the front end's good. Like the front end, I smell a lot of wood, a lot of oak in it.
And you do get that with their Masters Collection
Yeah.
Yes.
consistently.
But Woodford's also another one of those distillers that are very fucking consistent
Well,
on what they do.
yeah. Brown Forman product, originally created by Lincoln Henderson, was the one who brought forth with Woodford Reserve. His son came out and then became what was now Angel's Envy. So big lineage in this particular pour. But yeah, so Craig, you are in that it is worth it.
I think so. Yeah, I liked it, and it's not retail on it's not bad.
No,
You know,
$150 on a
yeah.
bottle isn't bad.
No,
I
especially
can
when
live
it's a
there.
good bottle.
Yeah. All right, Jim Range.
I'm in for 150.
Clearly.
Well, I mean, I bought it without trying it. Would I buy it again if this one was gone?
Thanks,
I think it is one.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Yes.
Fuck you, Craig.
All right, producer Matt.
I've never
thumbs
seen
up,
Jeremy
thumbs
get so
down. Is it
excited
worth
about us
it?
being assholes.
All right, thumbs up. We have thumbs up from the audience. It is worth it at $150.
It's available in 4 stores within 200 miles. I just checked.
Yeah, it is available. This is pretty readily
And
available.
we're in St. Louis for those watching.
Yeah.
Might be outside the area.
Yeah, so in the St. Louis area, it is around us. I saw 4 bottles of it today. And I'm with you, Craig. It has a great everything that you want in bourbon.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's a little bit warm, but it
not
does not
bad.
drink like 124
No.
proof at all. It has,
It's almost as smooth as a
I'm,
Blanton
I'm
straight
just,
from the barrel
I'm
136.
just drinking like a sissy because I haven't slept in a couple days.
I mean, fair, which will,
You know.
we'll put you to sleep. It'll be good. But it does. It has a great, almost tart cherry nose. The flavor over the end is a little spicy, but nothing huge. And it is everything that you want. That Blanton, or I'm sorry, that Woodford Double Oak. It's got that kind of feel to it to me, with just a little bit of a higher proof. So I absolutely think this is worth it. And if you have picked it up, let us know in the comments or on our Instagram at MMA Bourbon Society. What do you think, and is it worth it? So, and this one, we move into the world of combat sports. And there has been a lot of combat sports to talk about. And our combat sports segment is, of course, brought to you by Yoroi Tape, the best athletic tape in the business. Check them out at yoroitape.com. Craig, spell that for us, please.
YOROI.
Tape.com.
Tape.com.
That was his best Gronk impersonation he could do.
Y'all really got to go watch the roast of Tom Brady.
really
I'm
was
just
that-
saying.
it really was
yeah.
that good.
All right. Into the world of combat sports we go. And coming up, Tyson Fury is stepping back into the ring, taking on one Mr. Usyk. Jim, as our resident boxing guru, break this fight down for me.
You're going to see a totally different Tyson he did in the last fight. He embarrassed himself. He knows that he didn't take it serious.
So you're talking about the fight with Ngannou,
Yes.
okay? So what do you think we will see different out of this Tyson Fury?
He's going to
Because
be
he
in better
looks
shape.
like the Tyson Fury of old. And he looks a little, to me, he looked a little heavier. I'm not saying he looks fat like he did.
No, but he's
I'm saying
coming in shape.
He
He's
looks
got the
like
weight, but he's-
he looks like he put on some weight, which is good in the heavyweight
But
division.
he's trying to have enough weight behind him that for the power. But he's going to be in good enough shape that he's going to be able to last if he has to.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I think that this is going to be a completely different Tyson Fury. The Gypsy King is one of those kind of guys. He's fun to watch no matter what, and I think that he is one of them that is going to save heavyweight boxing. So,
I think he's done a great job so far in keeping it relevant.
Oh, absolutely.
Completely.
Like,
Just his personality.
I will watch. Like,
You'll-
I'll
you'll
get
watch
that.
a Tyson Fury
I
fight.
like Tyson Fury a
Yeah.
lot.
one that has caused some big drama though in the world of boxing, Ryan Garcia. So there's 2 things that we're going to go down this path with. All right. First, we're going to start off with the crazy lead up to this fight. He's making all these kind of weird posts. He's making all of this like in the media talking smack, talking crazy. I mean, literally like he's off his meds kind of crazy. And he comes out afterwards. He says, well, it was all an act. I bet on myself and I made $20 million in the bet because he won. More power to him if it's true. But he then pops positive for PEDs.
Well, on top of it, he was 3 pounds overweight.
Yes.
And if I recall correctly, it was $500,000 a pound fine.
But he said it was fine because he made
didn't
all his
care
money betting
because
on
he was
himself.
betting on himself.
So, is Ryan Garcia crazy, first off? Or do you think it's all an act?
If it's an act, he's a pretty good fucking actor.
100%.
I don't think it's an act, but I think he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's zero.
Do you think
fucks
he's
given.
hit that point where he's like, he's
just
got
don't give a
fuck you
fuck.
money enough and he doesn't care?
He just don't give a fuck.
I am all about this being able to
Well,
say fuck on the show now. I don't
The
know.
thing of it is with it is, if you can make your money and make it fast without taking a ton of fucking punishment and, risking CTE and risking, permanent brain damage, period, why not? There was a fighter that just died after winning
Yeah.
recently.
Yes. Yeah.
That shit you know, like Steve Kanogle always said, your brain has a number, and when you know, you don't know that number until that number's up.
And that's when the time comes. Go for it, Jim.
My thought with it, he's so freaking confident in himself that he can beat anybody. He's going to do what he wants. He's going to bust his ass to be ready for the fight. He doesn't care if he gives up $1.5 million in the purse money for being overweight, because he's going to be close enough. Cost him a championship. He's going to get another shot. Now, the thing is, he's denying the peds. I didn't see if he turned in and agreed. I did not see if he requested his B sample.
He did.
I'm sure he
So
did.
he did.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
I've seen that the other
But
day.
he's legitimately saying, I didn't do it.
And I think he's crazy enough that he would have went, yeah, that's fine.
He would have said it.
I think so.
He would have been Tom Brady. NFL paid $20 million to say, Brady may have known about it. Give me the money. I would have told you I fucking did it.
Yeah, with the
That's how Garcia would be.
100%. So, it's a tough one because he tested negative 4 times, I believe it was, before the fight.
But the day before he tested positive.
But the day before the fight, he tested positive, which if that's true, he needs to fire whoever set up his cycle of doing steroids because that's really, really bad.
But that's the thing, how do you show up negative on all the ones coming
that's what
up
I'm saying,
and then get
because
popped right before?
you should
There's
have
no reason
popped.
it should.
You should have popped beforehand.
Right.
You should have popped at the 8-week one. You should have popped at the 6-week one. You should have popped at the 4-week one. You know, by 4 weeks, you're off at whatever you're doing. So, I'll be real interested to see how this one plays out in the world of boxing. So.
Now, Haney, I agree, though, should be protesting, should be asking
Oh, absolutely.
for it to be a no decision. Now, here's the
contest,
question.
you mean?
Or no contest.
And
So the no contest, do they keep the money?
absolutely, they keep the money. The
So
money's done. They're
Garcia
paid.
keeps his money no matter what, even if he pops.
I believe so. He may be fined, but I think he keeps his purse.
I don't think so.
I thought if you pop, you
I
don't.
think if you fucking popped on PEDs, you're gonna lose his purse. But how much was his purse? Was his purse as much as his fucking winning?
Yes. Well, then, okay, so
It was 10, I think. 8 to 10.
I think it was 8 to 10 million.
Okay, and he gave up 1.5
Right.
on weight. So now you're down to 6.5, and then you put 20 million on yourself, or you won 20 million to
120
win.
million on yourself.
So
And so, because I don't think that they can reverse that if the payout's been paid out. I don't
Payout's
think they
been
can.
paid.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, how do they come back and collect after the fact they paid it out when it's a no contest?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That would be an interesting one to look up and see how that works.
Hey,
so.
Mr. Gambler, can you look that up for
Yeah,
us and figure it
exactly.
out?
We'll figure that one out. So
He's going to look it up right now.
now, we had an amazing card with UFC 300. We talked about it being potentially the best card ever. And then along comes UFC 301 in Brazil, and it was terrible. I don't know if any of you watched it.
No.
I didn't watch it.
Well,
Matt
you
did.
You didn't miss anything. It was potentially one of the worst cards I have seen in a long time. It was like watching a regional MMA fight.
Really? That bad?
100%. It was
Like a second tier regional or a lower tier?
I'm thinking they're fighting in the Fireman's Hall is basically how I saw this fight going. For real, between the judging, because the judging was terrible, the idea of the whole, it was all bad. And there was, the only saving grace was to see Jose Aldo win one more. But now, his crazy ass thinks that he's going to get a title shot. He wants a shot against Sean O'Malley now for the title. So talk to me on the idea of someone who has already retired once, made it into the Hall of Fame, now comes up and jumps the line to get a title shot against somebody like Sean O'Malley. Should it happen, Craig?
Yep.
Why?
Because he's a fucking living legend. Period.
Okay.
The guy was a
So
killer.
you were playing on the
guy
idea
was a
that
killer for how many years? And think about the pay-per-view buys on that.
there's a lot of money involved
There's
in
a
that.
lot of
Exactly.
money there.
Exactly. So I mean, money talks and bullshit walks. Plain and simple.
Fair.
He gets killed, though.
No, you don't.
He gets picked apart.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think. I don't think. Everybody's like wants to go beat off O'Malley. I don't think he's. that
Dude, I
fucking
hated
good.
O'Malley for years.
I just
that
don't think he's that
He
good.
I thought
hated
he
as
was,
much of O'Malley as he did Jake Paul originally, and now he loves Jake
fucking
Paul.
loves
so.
Jake Paul.
Fuck you, Craig.
Oh, you're lucky.
What's that?
Oh, she just had to jump in there. Producer
Wow.
DJ K-pop just throwing one out
No,
from way in the
mean,
back.
Do I think he should jump the line? No. But
Okay.
but I mean, it's kind of hard to argue.
Who did he fight?
I don't even remember the guy's
Oh,
name.
I don't even know. I have no clue.
That's
I
my
didn't watch
point.
any of it.
It's not like he fought somebody that.
No, because here's the thing, and I hate
I
to
mean,
say
fuck,
it,
he
but
could have
there-
fought Craig, and Craig would be saying, "Yeah, he deserves it. He beat
I mean,
me."
fair,
No, I hooked
but
you in the eye with your finger.
But the thing is we've talked about this ad nauseum, is that you don't know the name of the person he fought. I don't know the name of the person he fought, and I watch it all the time. I follow it. Matt, he's got no clue. Matt's a bigger fan than all of us. And again, it goes back to, is there too much? Is there too many? And there's no stars anymore. So I do see on the star power of it, and that's the sole reason why I would think Jose Aldo versus Sean O'Malley is a star versus star
yeah,
fight.
I mean-
that is Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo too.
Do I think? The problem is with Jose, he's so past his prime in fighting. You know, I'm not an O'Malley fan, but I'd like to see him beat O'Malley. But I mean, Sugar Shane is on fire right now. I
He
mean,
is.
That's what I. That's
He was even at the roast of Tom Brady.
He was.
So
no one even touched on him.
no,
They're scared to.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know. 301 was a terrible card. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. But we hopefully will have a much better UFC card this weekend here in St. Louis as the UFC makes its way back to the St. Louis area here for a show. I'm hugely looking forward to seeing Sean Woodson and all the crew from St. Louis. Sean Woodson, Joaquin Buckley, and Charles Johnson all on the card here. All local guys who came up through the ranks of shows that we have worked forever. So we're really stoked to see that one. I think Sean Woodson has a pretty big test in Bruce Leroy, and Alex Karalexis is how I think you say his last name. Anyway, he's fighting Bruce Leroy from The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
So Sean has a definitive height and reach advantage on him. Sean is on a tear too. Joaquin Buckley talks his way into the co-main event on this one. And
I
Buckley,
like how he did it too. It's funny.
yes, but Buckley has a real test because the guy he's fighting, and I don't remember his name. He's a from like Uzbekistan, one of those kind of guys. But he's like 6'5".
Yeah.
He's super tall, and I don't think Buck has fought anybody that tall yet.
He hasn't given up that size difference.
Yeah. So, but
yeah, but that guy's probably not fought anybody that fucking hits as hard as Buckley either.
that's true.
That's true.
Because Buckley was tearing him up at 185, and this is at 170. So
Yeah.
he is back in it, and
Let's hope he makes weight for it.
oh, 100% he will. I think he's probably already close to there. And then Charles Johnson, again, has made just a tear in the UFC. Went over to Thailand for quite a while and did some training over there whenever he was in St. Louis. So
Now he's in Michigan.
I think they're
With
all kind of
him
up
and
that
Buckley
way.
are
Yeah.
up in Michigan with.
So
What's your fight to look forward
I can't
to?
think of his name now.
my fight to look forward to is probably the return of Tisha Torres to.
It's not Tisha Torres. It's Tisha Pennington.
It's Tisha Pennington. Yes, I apologize.
right.
Yes, she married Raquel Pennington, which is still weird because I knew her when she dated guys.
The only fights I really care about on that whole card.
It's true. I did.
The only fights I care about on the whole card is the local guys. I hate to say that.
Really?
I love Derek Lewis. I think he's amazing.
But geez, he's like 1,400 minus 1,400 on his fight.
Yeah, I was on press row for Derek Lewis and Curtis Blades whenever they fought in Nashville, and that was a hell of a fight. I think Derek Lewis is he's such a favorite, it's insanity. Buckley is actually the favorite on this fight too.
It's close. So it's minus
Yeah,
one.
it's close, but he is the favorite.
Well,
I think that's one.
After that ass whooping he just put on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to lose
Lose
that
that
fight.
fight, yeah.
Everybody thought he was done on that one. So,
and
looking
then-
forward to
and
it.
then, you got Woodson that's really got a big test, and I really hope he comes through with flying colors. Sean is probably one of the nicest guys that you'll ever meet in the
Yeah.
UFC or in person or just walking down the street. Like he's always been a good kid. I've always liked Sean.
Completely. And the cool thing about Sean Woodson that maybe not a lot of people know is he actually used to fight at heavyweight.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he was a heavyweight boxer and then dropped down and now it's like 145. So I mean
Yeah.
that's just insane. So looking forward to that. Check it out for it's a UFC fight night, so it will be free.
Yep.
that would be a
ESPN
fun one.
Plus.
Looking forward to it. Jimmy, what's your fight of the night you're looking forward to? Is it Buckley?
I think that's going to be a hell of a fight.
I do
Yeah.
I
too.
mean, when you look at the odds on it, Buckley's minus 145 and his opponent's plus 170. To me, if you're betting
Wow.
on an underdog, that's the one to take. But I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. And Lewis is always fun to watch.
Yeah.
Mainly because you know what the hell he's going to do after the fight.
Sure.
Yeah, he's
Because
always-
after the fight commentary is as good as watching him beat the
100%,
crap out of
100%.
somebody.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a decent show. I think they're, for a fight night, they've got some star power on it.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be an interesting night. I just
Well,
wish I had the extra funds to go to it.
Yeah.
and I think the tickets have already dropped once. I have a feeling they'll probably drop again, which is what we see in the area sometimes. So if you want to check it out, it will be at the Enterprise Center this Saturday, May 10th. So if not,
No, May 11th.
May 11th.
May
I'm
11th.
so
May
screwed up
11th,
on dates.
Friday night.
Friday night, May 10th.
We have Shamrock FC. Should be a pretty decent show. We got some
Couple up and
really
comers
high-
on
yeah,
that one. So
really high up locals on it, and then
A couple people looking to get to the next level.
yep, yeah, that should be fun. Limited tickets left on that, standing room only or general admission only.
Yeah, general
I'm sorry.
admission, so-
General admission is the only thing that's left for that show. And then next weekend after that, we have Nemesis in Ballpark Village, May 17th.
no, it's got the Armory.
like your
Armory.
Yeah,
That's right.
so this,
Armory.
but it's a pay-per-view that you can also check out anywhere in the country. Nemesis Fighting Alliance, look it up on the interwebs. Great location
And
there.
the weekend after that, we got a big boxing event at the old Olympia.
Yeah,
June 1st. No.
a
May 24th.
lot of combat
first.
sports
More
around the
than
Midwest going down.
May
so
1st or June 1st is Fight Sport
Yeah.
out at St. Anne's Civic Center. So
all right, well if you're in the St. Louis area, a lot of fight choices. So all right, and finally this evening, the rumors supposedly are true. One John Jones is coming back. The contract has
When he leaves.
been signed. Well, he's been injured. He tore a pectoral muscle. That's what everybody's been talking about. It wasn't a money thing. He was actually injured. So John Jones
Another hit and
has
run?
made an announcement of picograms. Speaking of PEDs, he's coming back, is what we're claiming.
Can't
he says
wait.
that it will be announced soon.
cool.
Now, there is the potential that he is going to be taking on Alex Pereira
At 205 or heavyweight?
at heavyweight.
Why?
Is this the super fight?
Hi.
There is a dog on set.
You want to go outside?
You need a drink?
Lord. Okay. My entire broadcast
We'll go
career, I've
outside?
never had
Come
that
on,
one
let's
happen.
go.
Well, always
It's
the
the first time one's hopped up
Always
on the
a
bar.
first. That was amazing.
It's like
so.
coming out of that closet.
Yep, crazy. All right, anyway, back to my question here. Is the John Jones Alex Pereira fight the super fight that we all need to save the world of the UFC and bring star power to it? Producer Matt 100% thinks this is the idea. Jimmy, is it what we need?
I don't think it's going to top what we saw at 300. I mean, I love the idea of the super fight, but come on. If that didn't get things going again,
But here's
But
my,
this puts two stars together.
right. But here's my question. Who's gonna?
because Jones is stepping down after, giving up his belt and walking away after this fight. So
I don't think so.
I
I think
do.
that he wins it, he fights Stipe Miocic, and then he leaves. Because then there's nobody else left.
I just say who else is he gonna fight in heavyweight?
Well, that's just it. Then there's nobody else left.
Yeah. Like
Unless they bring back Brock Lesnar, which then we got something.
isn't Brock Lesnar like 65 years old at this point?
Probably.
Okay, I don't give a fuck.
I understand, but I'm talking star power. This is a star power fight.
I mean, yeah, it's a star power fight. Star power. God damn it, I can't even talk tonight. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I mean, yeah, am I interested in it? Yes. Only for the simple fact is I would like to see John Jones get knocked the fuck out.
Interesting. Do you think Pereira can do it?
I mean, he's knocked everybody else out.
But John Jones is a different animal.
John Jones is also getting older, slower.
Wow.
Don't get me. I mean,
Wow.
don't get it twisted. John Jones is still fucking probably probably the greatest to ever step in the ring.
There's an asterisk on that one.
Well, I mean, they
There's
all
always
fucking did it.
asterisks.
Although I
They all
give,
fucking did it.
I give him credit that if
Every
he
one of them, he just got caught.
I'm not even saying that it's the steroids. I will give him the credit because whenever he said that he beat Daniel Cormier while on cocaine without training, that was pretty cool. I'll give you credit. But
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
absolutely. Jim, does it happen?
John Jones is 36.
Is he really only 36?
You got kids that age, Craig. So
All right.
I think it's going to happen.
Okay. All right. We're going to go around the horn, and then we're going to call it an evening here on our 57th episode. All right. Producer Matt, who wins it? John Jones or Alex Pereira? Pereira takes it. All right. Producer DJ K-Pop, John Jones or Alex Pereira? Who wins it?
She's not
John
paying
Jones.
attention.
All right. Mr. Audience Member.
She's TikToking it.
John Jones. Okay. Craig Nasello.
I don't care.
Pick one.
I want to say Alex, but I'm gonna have to go John Jones.
Okay.
The guy's what 22-1 or some shit like that for a
Crazy.
reason.
Crazy.
It's
You
stupid.
know.
Yeah.
All right. Jimmy Range. Who wins it?
I'm going to sing with Jones.
I am agreeing that John Jones will be the one who takes the win, and no matter who he fights, it is what it is. John Jones is
He's
going to be the
John
winner.
Jones.
Yeah.
He is, if you look at it, he's the greatest that ever lived with an asterisk by his name. All right, let us know what you think, though, in the comments here at the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society. As always, we thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify for all of our past shows. Everything is out there now, back to about episode 12, 13. We lost the others, but it's fine.
You'll have that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here at the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society.
Cheers, everybody.
See ya.